The recent argument at the startup Markham by the Honorable Commerce Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal that Indians should focus on startups which are into deep tech like China and not much focus on the startups like healthy ice creams or a quick commerce or a food startup, delivery startups. While the founder of the Zepto, which is the quick commerce delivery chain, commented on this statement. So I would like to dissect both these arguments. Let's deep dive into the argument of um, Amazon created AWS for its own good, own soft cloud requirements, and later on it became a great product, and therefore it similarly we all know the motives of Facebook was meant to be where a app where Mark Zuckerberg could compare the hot singles and male and females pictures online and see who is hotter. So it was a selfish motive. Not only we can even go to YouTube. So YouTube was also something meant to be a similar to Facebook in the sense that it was a video sharing site, but it was the main purpose behind the YouTube was to provide the dating videos. And similarly, we have examples of, let's say, Slack. The founders of Slack were building some gaming game, and their game failed. But their internal communication tool they built in order to make that game survive, and that we call as Slack. Similarly, if we look into the top researches of the world, let's talk about maybe internet is a result of war. Apartment. It's made by US military. GPS. It was made by US military. So most of the consumer internet, the internet which we see is for the social good, which creates value to us, has been made for by someone for his selfish motive. And that's how the industry works. And that's how actually human works. And but why do we see good startups coming out of China? I think this is more to do with the policy making incentives. India as a policy maker has not been clear about the drone policy. It was ambiguous and now it's now clear, towards the more clearer side. Then the recent, it was only 4 5 years back we have privatized the space, and now we are talking about where is our innovation. The government woke up about semiconductors recently. Semiconductors has been the need from the last 2 decades, but after COVID there was scarcity, and the government woke up that we need to have. So my point is that had the government been more vigilant enough from the and more supportive from the starting, because these are moonshot projects, these are innovations, and it requires a lot of capital. We call it a risk capital, and even VCs try to hesitate because there's a lot of gestation period. Let's take example of, let's say, pharma, or let's say bioscience research. I was listening to a startup podcast of pharma bioscience research, and she was like, we cannot get the funding for the growth stage. We can get funding for the seed stage. So eventually, it's very tough to get funding for the bioscience research startups, and that is the reality. There's lack of funding for because these startups cannot show numbers because they have not created the market's not ready for that product. It's an innovation, and innovative products cannot share the number. It works on the proof of concept POC, and it's a future project. So mostly, only certain VCs have the guts to fund such these kind of products because it's have a very high gestation period. So eventually, I think we cannot blame anyone, either the founders or neither the government. It's a chicken and egg problem, and but as yeah, we need to evade out of this. We need to have both. At the end of the day, where we want to increase the GDP of the country, we say that. But why do we want it? Because we want every citizen of the country to feel have a better life, and Zepto is having giving me a convenience, is increasing my satisfaction level. So this is on its way to a better life. But yeah, we need startups which create innovation so that we are invested for the future. That the startups can be showcased to the world that we have built it out of our. So therefore, is The both the comments are kind of counterintuitive, and we need both. We need the government, we need investors to support startups, as well as the founders to have the patience and go deep dive into these startups.